The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Trini schoolteacher and Jamaican former medical student charged with Shanoya Wray's homicide. When 13-year-old Shanoya Wray left home quietly on the night of July 15, 2018, her relatives, who quickly reported her missing, had no clue she would not return home. Not once during the week in which they awaited her return did they believe that she would have turned up deceased and that her alleged perpetrator would be a Trinidadian teacher, Sanju Maharaj, who is currently before the court on a charge with her as a complainant. "I thought she would come back home. I wasn't thinking that at all," said Ray's mother, Shanoya Wray, who was in tears as she spoke yesterday from her family home on Tavern Drive in Kingston. The teen's grandmother, Sylvia Campbell, who was also in tears, said, "Every day we call Biffy, even though she don't answer. The phone was locked off from Monday, but we say Biffy must answer. The morning after she gone, we never did a ticket for nothing, 'cause picnic about them business and come back. So you expect her to come back the Monday. You will look for her to come back in the day or the evening, but every time them call Biffy, no answer," said Shanoya's aunt, Lisa Gay Hall. But 5 days later, the family's hope quickly turned to heart-rending grief when relatives were asked to submit DNA testing, which confirmed that the skeletal remains, which were found soaking in a bathtub with chemicals at the premises on Wally Close, Mona in Kingston on July 20, 2018, belonged to the missing teenager. Hall, who said she has been unable to eat or sleep properly since her daughter's demise, said the police were only able to recover a few pieces of bone and a skull. Doctor said if it stayed one more day, no bone wouldn't be left and the smell wouldn't be there, she said. The police were alerted to the remains by a neighbor who was concerned about the unpleasant odor emanating from next door after cleaning his home. The neighbor reportedly used a ladder to climb up and peer through the window over into the premises and made the unfortunate discovery. According to Hall, based on the state of the remains, she was informed that an autopsy could not be done. The police, she said, have since theorized that a caustic substance was used to dissolve the teen's corpse. She said that she was also told by the police that neighbors had allegedly seen a man burning female clothing and braids. Her daughter, she said, was wearing braids at the time she went missing. "We just can't believe how the man burn up the child, 'cause even the bone that was left, them said no substance, no, not in the bone. So if the neighbor never find it, even the next 10 years, we wouldn't find her or know what happened to her. And they would have to throw out the case," said the child's aunt, shaking her head. A 19-year-old resident of Harborview in Kingston, Leonardo Madden, believed to be a close friend of the Trinidadian national, and who was allegedly at a house when the police made the gruesome discovery, was later charged along with Maharaj with homicide, accessory after the fact, and misprision of felony. The Trinidadian teacher was arrested and charged last year after Shanoya was found at his home a day after she did not return home from school. Shanoya Wray, the mother, said that at around October of last year, her daughter, who was then a 12-year-old grade 7 student at the New Day all-age school, did not come home after school. Maharaj, who was on teaching practice at the school at the time, was out on bail and had been scheduled to reappear in court in November on CARNAL abuse charges. The teenager's father, Starkey Ray, who later turned up at the home, could not hide his emotions. "I can't even tell you how I'm coping. It mad me. It's the worst thing ever happened to somebody I know. The man who is really wicked, first me see a man wicked like that. How you can a child like that?" Similar sentiments were expressed by Shanoya's older sister, Corianne Morgan, 15. It just not feel right just to know how she innocent and to know what she go through. Maybe if I did something like sickness, we wouldn't feel like we do now, 'cause we not even know how she died. We just imagine the pain that she went through before she died. It's just hard. She described her sister as always pleasant. It's like certain things in life are hard for me to do now. I try my best not to think about it, but it's like something that comes back in my head and I can't be happy to the fullest again, Morgan said. The family, meanwhile, is hoping they will get justice in the court. Trinidadian schoolteacher receives 30-year sentence for teenager Shanoya Wray's homicide. A Kingston teacher who's a Trinidadian national has been sentenced to more than 30 years in prison for the assault and homicide of a 13-year-old girl. Sanju Maharaj, who is charged with the homicide of 13-year-old Shanoya Wray, was sentenced today in the Home Circuit Court. Shanoya's remains were discovered inside Maharaj's bathtub on Wally Close, Mona, Kingston 6, on Friday, July 20, 2018. Maharaj had poured caustic soda and other chemicals on her body, causing it to rapidly decompose. Maharaj pleaded guilty to these charges and was sentenced as follows: having intercourse with a person under 16, 4 counts, sentenced to 12 years imprisonment. Homicide, sentenced to 21 years imprisonment. Trying to dispose of a corpse, sentenced to 2 years imprisonment at hard labor. The sentences are to run consecutively. Another man, Leonardo Madden, who was charged with misprision of a felony in relation to this incident, is to reappear in court on October 28. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime and security, Fitz Bailey, has commended the detectives from the St. Andrew Central Criminal Investigations Branch for the quality of the investigation and diligence taken during the course of the probe.